Greetings everyone, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, the show that you'll see every Wednesday, multiple times per day during each Wednesday, where we review new albums, new releases in the worlds of heavy metal, progressive rock, hard rock, classic rock, jazz, fusion. That's kind of the realms that we cover. Today we're going to take a look at a pretty terrific new album from British progressive rock act Frost. That's Frost with a little dot there, right? Day and Age, out now on InsideOut Records. Just came out. I think this has been out, about a week and a half, something like that. Let's take a look. This is Frost's fourth studio release. And the booklet here basically got your lyrics, your info on the band, the album, who produced it, who played what, blah, 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 all that good stuff, some photographs. All right, there's the guys in the band. All right, so of course, Frost are comprised of John Godfrey on vocals and keyboards. You got Nathan King on bass, keyboards, and vocals. And of course, the well-traveled John Mitchell on guitars, bass, and vocals. You got some guests on drums, so they appear to not have a full-time drummer at the moment. Pat Mestellato, drums on a couple tracks. You got Kaz Rodriguez, drums on a couple tracks. David Todd, drums on a couple tracks. You got Jason Isaacs on narration on one track, produced and mixed by Jem Godfrey. Did I say John Godfrey before? I meant Jem Godfrey, sorry. Additional programming and production by John Mitchell. Mastered by Peter Van Triet at Fine Tune. So, really good album. I'll be honest, I am not well versed in the music of Frost. I believe I reviewed Falling Satellites, which was their previous album in 2016, based on a digital download promo that I got. I've never owned any of their actual studio albums, and I know Stephen Reed and I have talked about doing a ranking the albums, so I, not a big catalog, so I was like, all right, I'll just go out and buy all the CDs and get acquainted with them over the next month or two, and then I can join in the rankings. But of course, it's almost impossible to find copies of the previous three Frost studio albums, which is really bizarre to me for a band that's, kind of came into play post the year 2000, and all of a sudden all of their CDs are out of print. Very strange, but I'm going to continue looking. But I will say, so Day and Age, this is the first Frost CD that I've actually owned. And I've been listening to this quite a bit over the last week or so, and I will say this is pretty incredible. A lot of fun. If I can make a comparison to the music of Frost, and I kind of felt this way before when I've heard previous stuff by them, they kind of remind me of like maybe And Then There Were Three era Genesis mixed in with a little early 80s Peter Gabriel solo with a little bit of Steve Hogarth era Marillion. Upbeat, maybe a little Pineapple Thief, that sort of thing, that kind of like bubbling synth kind of electronic type of thing going on there. Of course, John Mitchell has played with just about everybody. Fantastic guitar player, got his start in Arena. Has played with various other folks. You got, members of this band have been in, Kino and IQ and Arena. So this is a band of true professionals who have a lot of pedigree in the prog industry. Jem Godfrey, terrific vocalist who has that kind of Peter Gabriel edge to his voice, which I kind of like. He also can do that kind of more emotional, kind of Steve Hogarth type of thing as well. The opening title track, Day and Age, is like 9 minutes and change. Absolutely spectacular. Big and bouncy and rhythmic and symphonic and just catchy beyond belief. You got the kind of more dreamy, proggy terrestrial, excellent song, Waiting for the Lie, another big, just rhythmically fun and engaging track. The Boy Who Stood Still. Island Life reminds me of like kind of 70s Genesis. Very cool. Lots of nice keyboard textures. Really interesting song. You got Skywards, Kill the Orchestra. Again, kind of like a more mellow, atmospheric track. I dig that. And then Repeat to Fade is just this kind of like groove-laden prog monster to kind of finish out the album. Really, really engaging. I love the keyboard textures. This album to me it's funny because some of what I've heard from Frost in the past, there's a good amount of kind of guitar muscle on the albums. I don't get that so much here, but it's more of like this album is heavy in spots, but it's more of like a combination of the guitar textures and riffs mixed with all the different keyboards that are used, and definitely the rhythms, the bass and the drums. The songs have a heft to them, but they're not heavy, like hard rock and heavy. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I've been trying to put into words or come up with words to describe this album, and it's not easy. But I will say this is a very upbeat album for the most part, and the songs are instantly memorable. A lot of good hooks, a lot of melodies, very engaging, a lot of fun. And I've been listening to it over and over again, and I'm enjoying it more each time I hear it, which it makes it equally frustrating that I can't find some of the earlier CDs, right? The 3 albums before it, which were Million Town in 2006, Experiments in Mass Appeal, which was 2008, and Falling Satellites 2016. And apparently they were already working on another album for 2022, which is pretty good. If you get the 2 CD edition from Inside Out, they basically, and Inside Out loves to do this, side 2 or disc 2 is all of the songs instrumental without vocals. I never understood why Inside Out would always kind of push their bands to do this, because especially if you're a vocal-oriented band, that's the way the songs were intended to be heard. Why? It's funny because I went and listened to the instrumental versions, and I'm like, you're just missing the vocals. It's like, because these songs were not meant to be instrumental, so I never understood that. I kind of think Dream Theater started that whole thing, but whatever. Anyway, but the main album is fantastic. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Day and Age, it is out now on InsideOut Records, so check it out. Sporting my new REO Speedwagon live. I love this live album, and I was able to get this. So anyway, no, that has nothing to do with Frost, but check it out. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. So all you prog rock fans, make sure you go seek this out, and we'll see you real soon with more stuff here on the channel. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.